Likutei Moharan, Terid Aleph. We are holding in the middle of Sif Zayin. After we have explained the is what you call the supernal unification, and which corresponds to the higher bechina of Bris, which corresponds to Kabbalah, which is Razin the Razin, the mysteries within the mysteries. There's also Bechina Yichud the Tachton. This is the lower Yichud, the lower unification, which corresponds to the lower Bris, which corresponds to Halach as opposed to Kabbalah, which is just Razin, which is just secrets. It's not secrets of secrets, just secrets. Now, the Rebbe brings it, the way that this is alluded to in the Gemara. This is what Chazal said, Maseches Chulin, Yi Chvod Hashem Lo'olam. So,
I'm sorry. What's this?
In the middle of Zayin.
Okay.
After we said P'nat Razin and Razin ve'Razin. Razin ve'Razin. You have?
Yeah.
Okay. זה שאמרו חז"ל, אי כבוד השם לעולם. So, שר oilom amor. Says Chazal. That's saying that אי כבוד השם לעולם, who is saying this? Who is the party? Who is he's quoting here? So Chazal said, שר oilom, the angel that is in charge of the world, he said that. And when did he say that? When HaKadosh Baruch Hu told the trees, Lemineu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has ordered the trees that when they come out, they should be separated from one another, so they wouldn't get mixed up. Nosod Shoyim, the weeds, the grasses, Kal v'chonei be'atzman, they learned that by them it was not said Lemineu, be careful not to mix with one another. So the grasses, they learn to kal v'chomer for themselves. My learning is what the trees, shem gvoim ve'enon tchufim, that they are very tall, and they're not close to one another, and they naturally, grow far from one another. HaKadosh Baruch Hu lemineu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them, grow up, distinctly, each one distinct from the other. Kol shekenanan, how much more so we, she'anu ktanim utchufim, that we are very small, and we grow very, very close together. We know that each kind has to be, has to grow separate from his friend. So the minister of the world, ve'omar yichvod Hashem lo'olam. And then the continuation of the pasuk is Yismach Hashem B'Ma'asav. Kodesh Baruch Hu will rejoice the fact that everybody is very careful in his mitzvahs. And in the words of this Gemara, that it talks about people and the union of Shmir Sabris. Ki be'emes gam ha'gdolim, these people who are, great in stature, shezivugam eino tchufim, that their zivug is not close together. Like Shabbos to Shabbos, they're holding in the supernal B'chinas Bris, and their goal is to push away from this type as much as possible. Gam lahem zira Torah Shmir Sabris. The Torah has warned them also about Shmir Sabris. Shishmeru es atzmon, they should be sanctified, should be pure. Moshe Kotzah v'shomu b'nei Yisrael es Shabbos. And Shomer Nesrash Shabbos, Rosh Tevis Bia. Bnei Yisrael should keep the Shabbos, as Rosh Tevis is, a conjugation. Kamuvo b'kavanas, as Pri Etz Chaim says in the Kavanas. And what it comes to allude to is Haim Afal Pisha Zivugo Yak Mishabbos to Shabbos, even though his zivug is intermittent, only from one Shabbos to the next. Afal Shmira, it has to be the big shmira needed. Moshe V'Shomer B'nei Yisrael Shabbos, you be very, very on guard as far as this is concerned. that the person should sanctify himself or purify himself. And this is alluded to in the word limineo, to their kinds, that each kind will be separate to itself. They shouldn't get close too much. Kol shekein aktanim, how much more so the people with the lower stature. She'em b'chinas d'shoim, they are called grasses. Shezivugom tchufim, their conjugation is closer to one another. Gam b'shesh temei achol, it's also in during weekdays. They are like the grasses, they are akin to the grasses who grow very close to one another. How much more so they need to be careful, to act apitera, to guard the bris. Each one will be according to his mean. His mean means, a person with his wife, a person only, when the wife is mutter, and also what he does, it should be b'tznius, v'chola. Now, it says before that every person has to be very careful that the yichud ha'elyon, yichud ha'tachton should be done by him. Therefore, all those who are in the lower level of guarding the bris, that keep the bris al pitera, and the zivug is b'mei achol, they have to connect to the tzaddikim and be mekayim the eitzes. And the tzaddikim, they constitute the supernal b'china of the bris, because they have achieved the shmiras habris in the highest level. And when you connect to them, you also have to be makabel the upper, the superior, the supernal b'china of the bris. And also, you learn from tzaddikim how to be miskadesh, how to get to the supernal b'china of bris. And this is also what HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's included in what HaKadosh Baruch Hu ordered the trees, the ilonis, that they should go lemineo, that the ktanim, the small ones, have to learn kal v'chomer from them. It alludes to the gdolim that already was zoicha to the b'china lemineo, which is Shmir Shabris perfectly. The small ones have to learn from the great ones. And by that the lower people, they themselves, they don't have the supernal b'china, but they receive it from the gdolim. They attain the two kinds of bris tachton, bris elyon, the lower bris and the higher bris. Then they can achieve the covet that they also mevatel the covet for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to be zoicha for diburim and ear, for really like enlightened diburim. Miyad k'sheshama sar ha'olam, when the minister of the world, the viceroy of the world, the malach that leads the world, shu matat, which is the malach matat, he should not say be'imei achol, that his dominion is during the 6 days of the week. Pchinas d'shoim, he is an aspect of grasses, the lower bechina. Pchinas yichud v'tator, this is the yichud ha'tachton, that's the lower yichud. That malach, which is the yichud ha'tachton, which is the lower bris, when he heard that also somebody who is in the lower bechina of bris has to connect himself to the upper, to the superior, and with this he's zoiche to b'chinas, the superior b'chinas of shnias habris. Immediately he said that there be the kavod Hashem. What is alluded to? He kavod daiko, dafka kavod. This is the minute there is shmiras Hashem, the shmiras habris, there is kavod Hashem. Kedei shmiras habris, kavod daika. Kedei shmiras habris b'shnei b'chinas hanal. When a person guards the bris with these two bechinas, in other words, both the lower bechina and the higher bechina, that brings about kavod b'shleimus. Then the kavod is perfect. He's zoichet to mevatel his kavod completely vis-a-vis the kavod HaKadosh Baruch Hu. As we said before, that through the shmiras habris, one is zoiche to cover. Nimtza, says Rabbeinu, Shaldei Shmiras HaBris Shmei B'chinas Hanal, that by guarding the bris with these two aspects, Shu B'chinas Yichud HaIloah, the upper Yichud, the superior Shmiras HaBris, Yichud HaTator, the lower Yichud. In other words, Shmiras HaBris, the lower Shmiras HaBris, Hainu Mi'ilonos V'Deshon. In other words, Mi'ilonos V'Deshonim, like from trees and from grasses, the great ones, G'dolim V'Ktanim, the Hainu Zivuk Shel Shabbos V'Zivuk Shel Chol. The unification of Shabbos and the unification of the weekday, which constitute the two Bechinas of Shmiras HaBris, Bechinas Halacha V'Kabbalah. These are all parallel Bechinas, parallel manifestations of the same Bechina. Rozin V'Rozidor. In other words, by keeping the lower bris, a person is able to understand Halacha, which is the Nigla. And through the Shmiras HaBris, the superior, the supernal Shmiras HaBris, a person is able to understand the Torah Kabbalah. And when a person is able to these two Bechinas, he is able to Azai HaKoved B'Shleimus. Then the covered is perfect, is complete. That person is totally zoiche to mevatel is covered to the covered HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They are covered zoiche l'dibur ameir. Through the covered, a person merits, a person attains an illuminating dibur. That when he speaks the Dibur Torah, then there will be sanctified and illuminated dibur. Their dibur, and it is through that speaking, a person will be able to do tshuva. When a person speaks the Dibur Torah more and more and more, he's able to do more and more tshuva, and he purifies himself, and he cleanses himself deeper and deeper, until a person can get to the comprehension of the Torah to its depth canal. Up to here.